Today on The Speed of Culture, we're thrilled to welcome here in New York Dan Porter, the CEO of Overtime. From launching disruptive leagues to empowering athletes and redefining fan engagement, Dan's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. I'm a huge sports fan. I can't wait to dive in today. Dan, so great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So for those in the audience that don't know what Overtime is, would you mind just giving us kind of a quick primer of the business?
Yeah, Overtime is a next generation sports brand, kind of specifically started to target Gen Z sports fans. When I started, the easiest thing for me to say was that someone's going to create the next ESPN, and I think it's going to be us. I had run the digital talent division at Endeavor and represented a lot of the biggest YouTubers. And, you know, the average age of a sports fan in this country is 40, 50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
And young people consume in a really different way. And we went out to capture them ultimately in their attention. And so today, if you look at the business, it's 110 million followers across all of our different accounts. It's got kind of 90% brand recognition among young people. Our visual language, our captions, the way that we talk and publish on social is really just geared to that specific audience. And then in general, we cover some professional sports, but we really focus on kind of 17, 18, 19-year-old athletes who we think are going to be the next generation stars, and talk about and cover them almost as if they're creators and influencers. So there was a whole generation of people who found us because we were the first people to talk about Zion Williamson, LaMelo Ball, and Trevor Lawrence, and a number of athletes like that. And if you look at the business today, after building a really big community and media platform, we decided to be kind of vertically integrated. We also own and operate several sports leagues. So we own and operate Overtime Elite, which is a basketball league of 8 teams with some of the best 17 to 20-year-old players in the world. Live games, everything you could think, almost like a young person's NBA. 4 of our players have been top 10 draft picks in the NBA.
Thompson Brothers, I know.
Yep. Thompson Brothers. Last year, we had the number 2 and 8 pick in the NBA draft.
Who didn't go to college, correct?
Correct.
They just
One of them went to Kentucky. One of them did. So when we started before NIL, we were like, come to us and you'll go to the NBA. Everyone got upset about that because they felt we were taking the best players out of college sports, and somehow all of a sudden NIL came and you were able to pay players, and I think we were a big influencer on that. And so now our players might go to the NBA, but they might also, this year we have 2 guys going to Kansas, going elsewhere. And part of that is because even if they could go to the NBA, because they can get paid significant money via NIL, they're taking that opportunity to play and train for another year and earn money, which they should. And that was a huge empowerment of what we did. I think a lot of people are surprised that I would say we're the second biggest basketball league in the world. We have more followers than any other league, including college, and more engagements on digital. And part of that is because there's a massive generation of young people who want to see young people, and like that's who they care about and that's who motivate them. Part of that is because our top of the funnel is 100 million follower type of account. I could say in a similar way, if the audience is having trouble digesting that, could you imagine if Mr. Beast tomorrow started his own basketball league, how many people?
Look what he's done when he's launched a burger place.
Yeah,
right.
So I think it's the same type of thing there. And I think it's also sometimes the storytelling and access you get with younger athletes is really different. We can make videos, do podcasts, do a lot of other things, and their agent, you know, from a big agency isn't in the way or in the middle the same way somebody who's in their 3rd year in the NBA is talking about kind of doing all that. So for us, we've ended up being in a very vertically integrated position where we have this media company. We're also a rights holder through our own rights. And then we also partner. So we're an NFL partner and we work closely with NBC around the Olympics. But at the end of the day, the very simple thing is we just wanted to reach everybody we could in Gen Z, and sports as a form of culture was the way we decided to do that.
Right. You stayed true to what the calling of the business was. And it sounds like it kind of just took you. I'm sure when you started Overtime, you didn't foresee